Well, the sun is shining, and we are underway for the final day of the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, live from Percy Perry Stadium in beautiful Coquitlam, British Columbia. Welcome back to BC Sports TV. Tino Fair, your voice for the remainder of the games, and a trip to the gold medal game against Team Canada on the line between these two, being Great Britain and the Haudenosaunee. The Haudenosaunee 0-4 coming into this game with 2 losses against this Great Britain team. Meanwhile, the team across from them, Great Britain, with a 3-1 record. 2 wins versus the Haudenosaunee and 1 overtime win versus Team Canada yesterday. And they want that rematch to try to take home some hardware. Couple of sets for both of these teams already. No official shots registered, and Great Britain throw it back away. Here's Fawn Porter. 1 defender to beat. Couple on her back as well, so she'll spin away, work from the corner. Change is facilitated now for the Haudenosaunee as they go with the pass through, and there is Porter with the first goal of the game. That'll go top corner past Levi Shelkins in between the pipes to start here for Great Britain. Porter finds her 5th of the tournament. And it's been just some slow starts for the Haudenosaunee that have really plagued them here. Great Britain with their first goal. Chess Gray rips one home from in tight. Back to square one. And the Haudenosaunee with a little extra jump in their step. And if they could find their first win of the tournament here with everything on the line, what momentum that could bring them into a gold medal matchup against Team Canada. Now back in front, 2-1. That one comes from Sierra Cockerill. Leads this team in goals and in points. 9 points in totals, 8 of them being goals. And now Minty Loxton tries to mimic that shot and a save. Paige Crandall denies Loxton in tight. Haudenosaunee with a chance to counter the other way in transition, and they take advantage. Make it another one for Cockerill. She's got 2 already in the first quarter. And the best start that we've seen from the Haudenosaunee to this point. And it comes when it matters the most, with Great Britain now trailing by 2. They haven't trailed through that much of this tournament. Pass goes down low, one-time shot off the chest protector of Crandall and out to the other side. Reset for Great Britain. Working it around the horn and back to the point. Ella Cohen switches hands a couple of times, ends up over on the far side. Shot clock down to 15. Cohen round to the corner. Pass back to the outside, bobbled but kept after. Anna Saunter dishes through, and Cohen just sends that wide. Crandall will step out of her crease to restart the possession. Quick up, knocked forward. Ends up in the offensive zone, and the Haudenosaunee keep after it. Will collect now. Cassandra Menard. Pass was just off. That'll go out of bounds in Great Britain. Lucky break there as that goes out and into the Haudenosaunee possession a little early. And Great Britain will return the favor by just giving it back on another errant pass. Coaching staff want that ball starting off low. There's the pick and roll and the pass over to the far side. Back to the point they will go. Return to the corner, 12 to shoot. Pass through, shot, beautiful save by Shelkins. She denies the shooter from in tight. Now Great Britain try to get back within 1. Chess Gray, the lone goal scorer, goes from behind the net. Minty Loxton, one more pass back to the top. Working from the far side, pass through, ends up in the back of the net. An unintentional shot. Looking for a target, cutting through the middle, but beats Crandall, and now just a 1-goal game, and a legal procedure will go against the Haudenosaunee. Possession back to Great Britain. Now a penalty here to the Haudenosaunee, and I believe it's going to go to Sierra Cockrell, who just didn't give any space. It's going to be delay a game is the official call. Now our first power play of the game will go in favor of Great Britain. Emily Gray running point here as she'll work it over to the far side. Cutters start to go through. Gray wants it back. She gets it. Back behind the cage. One more to the perimeter. Far side once again. Gray through the middle. Shot. A bouncer scores. CC Green. And now a stoppage as there is another penalty coming up. And I believe it's going to go to Jalen Jimerson. Excuse me, so no extra penalty on the play. We'll just play on here, starting from the goaltender. Paige Crandall lobs one for Jimerson to run onto. Gets it from the corner, and now back to even strength. Cockrell down low, shot, scores. There's the answer back they needed. Fawn Porter finds her second of the game. 4 goals coming into this one, now 2 already here this morning. And the 2-goal lead is, 1-goal lead. Pass through, and good stick check by Haudenosaunee defender to end that look. And now Porter takes a penalty on the play, so Great Britain will have an opportunity to get things back to even. They scored on the power play a couple of moments ago to tie it up before the Haudenosaunee got a quick answer back in their own right. Trying to tie things up at 4 as Wise switches hands, goes down to Minty. Loxton, one more pass across. Lucy Devine makes no mistake from there. Now Cockrell takes it from behind, back to even strength. Wraparound attempt, shot stopped by Shelkins. Now Wise, down to the corner. Skip feed goes over to the far side now. Cohen, back to her right, on the right side. Behind the net herself on a drop pass. Shot clock goes under 10. Looking for a passing lane. Loxton can't. Eventually fed it through, but that'll be knocked down. And another penalty here to the Haudenosaunee. We'll see who the culprit will be. I believe that's Addison Jimerson. And Great Britain now with another chance with the final count of the quarter on, under 10 seconds to play. Stick check knocks the ball loose. Fawn Porter looks up. Cockrell takes it. Gets over center and gets over just in time, but the clock will expire and we will head towards quarter number 2 when we return. Thanks for joining us on BC Sports TV. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Back underway here from the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Starting off with Haudenosaunee possession. And deadlocked here at 4 through the conclusion of the opening quarter. But the Haudenosaunee with a much better start in comparison to their previous games here at the Super Sixes. Shot, looking for a hat trick goal. Cockerill just fires that over the cage, and now Emily Chandler comes into the game between the pipes for Great Britain. They continue to swap goaltenders with each passing quarter. Fawn Porter with an active stick knocks that pass down. Loxton keeps after it. Pass goes across. Now from behind the net. Wraparound scores. First lead of the game for Great Britain. It's Chess Gray. Rips that one home low, and now 5 different goal scorers here for Great Britain. In Loxton, Devine, Whiteley, Green, and Gray. Cockerill down to the corner. We are back to 5-on-5, 3 to shoot. And unable to get shot off before the clock expires. A great defensive set for Great Britain. A goal and a stop to their names to start things off, and looking for more here as they'll sprint behind the cage. CC Green dishes. Shot, scores. Emily Gray. And now they're going to go for a full press here. Long pass goes forward, turns into a breakaway, scores. A good answer by the Haudenosaunee. So I believe that was Cassandra Menard firing that one home. Now 6-5, Great Britain leads. Shot, and that'll be a save registered to Paige Crandall. Great Britain keeps possession. Penalty coming up to the Haudenosaunee, and their shot from Great Britain wide just goes off and brings us a whistle. So it'll be a 2-woman advantage in favor of Great Britain and a chance to get that lead up to 2. It will be Anna Saunter starting off the possession immediately over to Lulu Rowlands. Return feed to her. Looks over to the far side now. Pass was bobbled. Cockerill knocks it loose again. Bodies collide. Ball gets kicked forward. Chance for the Haudenosaunee to tie things up. As Cockerill looking for her third and can't quite dial the shot in. That just goes wide and out of play. Chandler will step out to collect. Rowlands waiting near the center line. Both penalized players out of the box for the Haudenosaunee. Back to even strength. Big kill. But still possession for Great Britain is Julie Wise from over top. Behind the cage they go. Good movement from Great Britain. One more pass to the perimeter. Wise to her left. Rowlands bobbled it, kept after it. Pass through, shot stopped. Crandall kept her eye on it the entire way and kept her stick down. Drive shot blocked. Rebounds out to the far side. Just kept in play. Lulu Rowlands. Head up, dishes to Wise. Switches hands and drives down behind the cage herself. Far side feed from the corner. Loxton tucks under. Looks through, gets the pass off, scores. Beautiful pick and roll. Results in Lucy Devine finding her second. The first player for Great Britain now with multiple goals. As number 3 gets number 2. That shot just off the mark. Looking top corner, and Sierra Cockerill having a discussion with the official all the way back. Thought there should have been a penalty on the play. Remains a 2-goal lead for Great Britain. And they will call timeout just as they get over the center line, and we'll take a break. When we come back, they will have 24 seconds remaining on their shot clock, and we have a little over 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Back underway for the late stages of the second quarter. It's Great Britain 7, Haudenosaunee 5. Great Britain possession is the pass. Goes through, somehow found CC Green, and still able to maintain possession. Now a penalty coming up to the Haudenosaunee. So that will expire the shot clock. They will keep possession, however. Penalty being called. Based on the reaction, looks like it will be Sierra Cockrell, who's been busy in this game. 2 goals in the opening quarter and a couple of penalties to her name as well. One of the leaders for this Haudenosaunee team, who look for another stop shorthanded. They've had some good looks on the penalty kill. That pass found its way through to Loxton, but the one-timer was off. Now Crandall will step out, full press, so she'll just launch this the length of the floor, or length of the field, excuse me. Emily Chandler cuts it off and gets it right back up to the power play, and we will return to even strength. Crease goes against Great Britain. Crandall will collect once again, and much like last time, launches this one up. Cockrell tries to chase it down, save it before it goes out. She just sends a wrist shot through to the middle to keep it in, but gives it back to Great Britain. Pass finds Loxton on a partial break and puts it just wide. A great look for Great Britain to extend the lead to 3, but shot ends up out the other side, and now Fawn Porter will collect right in front of her bench. She'll actually just make a pass and head off for a change. It's Maya Mitchell. Switches hands, working along the near side, watched on by Loxton. Menard skips one over. Kept in play, shot clock goes down to 5. Still with possession, but just unable to find the handle. Shot clock will expire before they can go towards the cage. Now approaching the final minute of action before halftime. The winner of this game will secure their spot in the gold medal game against Canada later this afternoon. Shot stopped by Crandall. She continues to cement herself as one of the key pieces for this team, Haudenosaunee. She's been so strong throughout the tournament, despite her team still being held without a win to this point, and she may need to make another save here as the 10-second count goes against her team. Now Lucy Devine sends it behind the cage. Saunter back to the perimeter. Wise gets over to the near side, passes down to the corner. Skip pass goes across, knocked down, ends up behind the net. Shot clock goes down to 10. Pass in front from the corner. One more to the outside. Defender comes in to close the gap. Saunter keeps after it, knocked down one more time, and the Haudenosaunee get a big defensive stop. And off to the races they will go. Shot scores! Right as the final count starts. As that will bring us to the conclusion of the opening half. A massive goal for the Haudenosaunee to get back within one with 2 more quarters on the horizon. And when we come back, the second half will begin. Thanks for joining us here on BC Sports TV. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Back underway for second half action, live from Percy Perry Stadium after a quick 3-minute halftime. And right at the tail end of the second quarter, Sierra Cockrell found the back of the net for the Haudenosaunee. Her hat trick goal got them back within one. So 7-6 now they trail, and of course she's right back out on the turf. Floating her way through, shot. Deflected, ends up, they'll say a shot and a save, excuse me, for Livy Shelkins, who's back in between the pipes. Official calling for a shot clock reset. Now they get it a little bit late, so a manual count is on. Fawn Porter collects possession from behind. Whistle brings us a stoppage, and one official was counting down manually. I'm not sure if the other two had quite realized yet. So this should still be Haudenosaunee possession, I believe. And no, they're going to say shot clock violation, so possession, Great Britain. Looking to reclaim that 2-goal lead. Chess Gray takes it behind, leaves for Emily Gray, working along the near side, muscling her way over top. Bobbled it, keeps it herself, drop pass to Loxton, switches hands over to her right, driving, shooting, and that one just wide, able to keep possession. Excuse me, that was a save actually by Crandall, makes the first one. As Great Britain thinks that should be their ball, as it might have caught a piece of Crandall and went out the other way, but the officials disagree, and possession will go to the Haudenosaunee, but they got to get over center and do with about 2 seconds to spare. Here's Porter from the perimeter. She'll dish. Head off to facilitate the rest of the offensive change. Tuck underneath, ball knocked loose. Taken away by Julie Wise. Pass forward, Loxton on the run. Couple of defenders on her back, scores. Back in front by 2, as number 2 gets her second. Joining the likes of Lucy Devine as the only members of this team Great Britain with multiple goals. And another chance for the women in red to go forward, but unable to grab the loose ball was Millie Hughes. And back over being called by one official, and they're actually going to keep possession in favor of the Haudenosaunee, and they score right away. Jalen Jimerson muscles one home. Great Britain still in front by 1. They've beaten the Haudenosaunee in both of their meetings throughout this tournament. A 12-8 win on day number 1 and a 12-5 win yesterday. And they want another crack at Team Canada. That shot goes off the post on a bouncer. Rebound goes high into the air. And Fawn Porter is going to pick it up and lug this one over the center line herself. Working through to the middle. Tucks in, lost it as she made her move. Boxing out the Great Britain defender. Porter able to keep it alive. Shot clock goes down to 12. Knocked forward again. One more time. Saunders stumbles and grabbing at her head. No call. Shot from distance goes wide. Anna Saunders slow to get up, but back to her feet now as she's grabbing at the back of her head. Don't believe there was a penalty on the play, so it should just be Great Britain ball. Saunter gets back to the bench and will be looked after by the trainer. Now her team will try to reward their fallen teammate. As Wise from behind over to the far side. Now back to the perimeter they go. CC Green over to her right, spins back, muscled away from the middle. Pass goes behind the cage, working from X. Shot clock expires. They got the pass through, but expired as it made its way towards Julie Wise, who will go back to the defensive end now. And timeout's going to be called here, I believe, by the Haudenosaunee. So we will take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be the final 3.5 minutes of quarter number 3. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Back to the action as third quarter will resume. Following a timeout in favor of the Haudenosaunee, they keep possession. Shot clock goes down to 11. Pass through, shot wide. Shelkins was there, but doesn't have to make a save. She'll go out and grab the loose ball from behind her net. Quick pass up to Ella Cohen. Behind the net to Wide. She'll switch to her right. Send it back to the point. Cohen switches back over to her left. Drop feed. Now back to the top for Lucy Devine. Looking for her third goal. Pass through just wide. Loose ball falls to the corner. Maybe one more chance and the shot clock expires. Good defensive stop for the Haudenosaunee. Now Fawn Porter. Sets a screen and no call there as bodies collide heavily. Fawn Porter creates some more space. Shot off, and that also goes wide. And I believe that last screen is going to be a penalty to Porter. Excuse me, it's Great Britain getting the penalty on that. So now a chance to tie things up at 8. As the Haudenosaunee, who have taken the majority of the penalties in this game, but find themselves with the power play. And have to start to take advantage of these chances being gifted to them, and they do so immediately. Have yourself a game. Sierra Cockerell, she finds her 4th. With the extra attacker, now Great Britain looking for the lead once again. Back to even strength. Penalized player in Hannah Whiteley. Comes out of the box. Gets the pass immediately and sends it behind the net. She wants it back. Gets it. Tiptoes the crease. Pass over to her right. Drop feed. Way out of the reach of the intended target. It was Millie Hughes. Tried to connect with Chess Gray and just sent it to the wrong area. Now the Haudenosaunee look for the lead. Far side pass knocked down by Allison Trice. Can't find it. Great Britain can. Georgie Greenwood is going to draw a penalty. End up behind. Pass over to the near side corner. Minty Loxton into the final minute of action from the third quarter. Lulu Rowlands circles. Gets to the outside. Shot clock goes down to 5. Drive shot just wide. Rowlands narrowly misses the inside of the post. The penalty on the play is called. It will go to the Haudenosaunee, and now Great Britain with a chance to go back in front with less than a minute to play in the third quarter. Everybody gets a touch. Minty Loxton parked in the middle. Lulu Rowlands skips one down to the corner. A little too low for Chess Gray to be able to handle. Keeps after it. Shot clock goes down to 10. Rowlands, far side. Pass knocked down by Porter. Keeping after it. And a little overzealous was Fawn Porter, says the officials. So Great Britain will keep possession. Shot as Minty Loxton fell forward, and there's a penalty as the quarter comes to a close. So one more quarter remains, and we are deadlocked at 8 aside. When we come back, fourth quarter action just around the corner. Thanks for joining us on BC Sports TV. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes live from Coquitlam, British Columbia. All right, ready to get back underway here for the final quarter of action in this play-in game between the Haudenosaunee and Great Britain. Deadlocked at 8 after a late power play goal by the Haudenosaunee to get things evened up, and a penalty called right at the conclusion of the third quarter to Minty Loxton, I believe. So power play coming up for the Haudenosaunee in a couple of moments as the penalized player out. And now the power play will commence. Jimerson gets over top, rolls one to the near side, pass through, shot, a bouncer goes past Emily Chandler and wide. 4 goals in this game for Sierra Cockrell of the Haudenosaunee, 2 for Fawn Porter, and then a pair of singles for Cassandra Menard and Jalen Jimerson. A little more spread out from the Great Britain side of things. 2 for each of Loxton and Devine, and then singles for Whiteley, Green, Gray, Chess Gray, and Emily Gray. Back to even strength. Wise spins, shoots. Just wide as she switched over to her left. That'll go out of play, and The goaltender, Paige Crandall, will collect, and there's the press for Great Britain once again. It's caused some problems for the Haudenosaunee breaking out of their zone. Not this time, as Fawn Porter was waiting. Now Maya Mitchell gets over top. Ends up on the far side. Pass too hot to handle, or Jordan Coulon finds it, but the shot clock just 5 seconds remaining. Shot from distance and a stick save by Chandler. Who will break this stalemate? Julie Wise has hopes of it as she'll switch hands and send it behind the net. Far side they go on their cycle. Anna Saunter back into the mix here after getting a little shaken up back in the previous quarter. Ella Cohen will switch hands one more time. Back to her right, and she'll run out of time. Shot clock expires. Another great defensive stop by the Haudenosaunee. Next goal will be a big one. It's Kendall Polak will head off. Shot scores. The Haudenosaunee now in front and fired up after that one. Cassandra Menard gets her second. What a story this would be if the Haudenosaunee could find themselves in that gold medal matchup. Great Britain will try to change that storyline. Anna Saunter from behind, stick knocked loose, and a push will keep possession in favor of the Haudenosaunee. And we're gonna have a penalty here as the Haudenosaunee player didn't put the ball down. There'll be a delay of game call, and Great Britain a chance to tie things up. Now Rowlands, as the ball ends up the near side corner. Saunter from the crease. Tries to skip one, knocked down. Fawn Porter looking for it, kicks it forward. Great Britain able to maintain possession halfway through the shot clock. Now to the near side, Millie Hughes. Far side feed once again. Tuck drive shot, and stick was knocked before the ball could be released. Great Britain keeps after it, and a huge save by Crandall. In tight, keeps her team in front. Long pass all the way up as we are back to even strength. Great Britain is gonna take possession right back. Looking to tie the game. Penalty coming up again to the Haudenosaunee. Coaches don't like it. But an unsuccessful power play a moment ago for Great Britain. And a chance for a do-over now as they get the rest of their power play on. Minty Loxton joins, parks herself along the near side. Pass goes to the far side, crease. Back to the point. Lucy Devine on hat trick watch here. Feed finds her once again at the point. One more return feed. Devine getting a little closer. Skip pass goes across. It's a good one. Shot scores. Tied up 9-9 with 3.5 minutes or so remaining in the fourth and final quarter. Fawn Porter sets a heavy screen. And an injured member of this Great Britain team down for the time being, and as the trainers come out to give her a hand, we will take a quick breather here as well, and when we come back, it'll be the final 3.5 minutes of action from the fourth and final quarter. You're watching World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Just about ready to get back underway is Cece Green. Got up under her own power after taking a heavy screen there, but looks like she'll shake it off and is all right. It's still a tie game here, 9-9, with a trip to the gold medal game on the line, and the Haudenosaunee find the back of the net. That'll be Trice Allison ripping one home on the spin. Now Great Britain trailing once again. Crandall tried to pick off the pass, couldn't get there. Great Britain keeps it. Minty Loxton switches to her right. Drives through, spins back, lost it, bats it forward. Is that going to count? No! The official wave it off. Minty Loxton was in the crease when she knocked it forward. Now the Haudenosaunee look to double up on their lead. Knocked forward. Chandler tried to collect. That'll be a push going against Great Britain. Haudenosaunee able to keep. Leading by 1 in the late stages of the fourth quarter. Pass bobbled, knocked down. Penalty coming up to Great Britain. Shot scores. 2-goal lead for the Haudenosaunee late. 2 minutes remaining. Great Britain needs an answer here. And that pass will go out. Ella Cohen just had that bounce a little too close to her feet and goes out of play. Now the Haudenosaunee look to go up by 3. Here's Sierra Cockerill. 4 goals in this game for her. Some heroics here. And maybe another. She has it once again. Looking over top, passes to her left. That'll be interference call that'll go against Great Britain. Now 1.5 minutes to play. Legged up and over center. Millie Hughes passed through. Julie Wise is going to draw a penalty, and that'll stop the clock here as Great Britain is likely going to want a quick goal. They've struggled on the power play as of late, but need some magic here, and the ball will start at the point with Ella Cohen. Nervous energy currently from the bench of Great Britain. They've led for so much of this game. That late goal by the Haudenosaunee right at the end of the second half has carried them into the third and fourth quarters with a little bit of extra life. And now they need their defense to shut the door. Still on the power play and have another penalty on the play, I believe. And it will be another one to the Haudenosaunee. So a 2-woman advantage. Still trailing by 2 with under a minute remaining, roughly. Pass comes to the near side, fake shot. Goes down low and a save by Crandall, denying Julie Wise. She'll collect from behind the net. One woman comes out of the box. There's a shot and a save by Crandall. Now another penalty. Who's this going to go against? And it'll go against Great Britain. Julie Wise will watch on now. Her team trailing by 2. Need some magic here if they have a hope of playing in the later game for a championship against Team Canada. Haudenosaunee are going to try to run this one out along the far side. Penalty coming up again. I believe it's going to go to Great Britain once they collect. They do so now. We'll get another whistle, and don't necessarily want to say that's the dagger based on, you know, some of the magic we've seen throughout this tournament this weekend, but certainly deflates Great Britain with another penalty as Julie Wise about to come out. Great Britain need a stop and need to go the other way quickly. Pass comes to the near side. Cockerill down low. Maya Mitchell lost it. Great defensive play now by Great Britain, and they're going to go forward. Minty Loxton wants it. Lobbed forward towards her. Cohen couldn't find it. Haudenosaunee are going to collect. The final countdown, one last save, and that will be the first win of the tournament for the Haudenosaunee when they needed it most. And that will cement the gold medal game in the women's division between Canada and the Haudenosaunee. Great Britain just could not quite close it out. And a devastating loss for them. Now we look forward to the gold medal women's matchup, but first we have another play-in game from the men's division going down in about 10 minutes time between Team Mexico and Team Indigenous. We hope you'll join us for that one as well, so we will step aside for the time being. Thanks for joining us for this game on BC Sports TV. You've been watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes.